Hello everybody and welcome up to the next episode of Terraforming Tuesdays. Now I'm sorry I missed the last one, were a lot of things going on and I didn't really have the time. But here's one anyway, the next episode. Now, as you can probably tell, I did do a few things in between, though I didn't record. I started this on my previous attempt to record, but my computer decided it desperately needed to restart. So I was cut off halfway. I might show what I was talking about at the end there. But first off, let's show you around a bit. Because I made a bunch of underground areas as well. This is one of them. And it has 3 exits. One over there. This is a dead end. And one over here. That's where you went in, as you can see. And then we have another one. Right over here. This is more an entrance than an exit. And this kind of goes down kind of steeply. And you can just perfectly fall down there. And then we're back. So that's one thing I did. Another thing, as you can obviously tell, is naturalize it and then add some block variation. So it looks a lot more interesting now. And I started on the... Oh yeah, here is the other underground area. Now this is a bit more, well, of a circle hub kind of feeling, instead of just a plain up cave. And there's going to be all sorts of exits in every direction, leading to other caves, or possibly more, leading back to the surface. As you can see, this looks quite interesting. And I think I am going to make this into either a CTM or a survival games map. Now, as you can see, I've started an outer part. This is going to be meant to keep players inside, so they don't just wander off. And that's what I started working on before my computer decided to restart forcibly and cut out whatever I was saying. So let's get back to that, shall we? Basically what I'm doing is using BL to connect these pillars, which I made before. See, as I was doing here. Alright, that's enough for that. And then over here. Lag. Well, it's not the biggest server, so I guess it's to be expected. Even though I'm the only person on here. Oh yeah, that's what I should still do over here as well. Make it a bit more even. Good enough. And here. Again, good enough. That over there is a project you don't need to worry too much about. It's going to be something for myself, I think. Nothing too big. Maybe something I'll work on later, but well, when this is done, I'm gonna start Terraforming Tuesdays on something else. Oh yeah, that's in there still. So select here. Yeah. Lately, for a long time, I've been having some sleeping problems. Having trouble getting to sleep before 2 AM at night. And considering that I'm doing an education program, that's kind of a problem because I need to get up relatively early in the morning. I say relatively because I only need to be in school at 10 to 10 AM. And then I live so close that I can be there in 15 minutes. But it's still not very ideal if you standard wake up at 7, because that's what I do even if I don't set my alarm clock like that, and then feel like you've just taken a dive down a bit of garbage, basically. That's how it feels. And then having to get up early because you have to go, but you don't actually have the energy until you sleep into like 10, 11, maybe even 12. So yeah, that's been a bit of a problem. Oh, that's the end. Oh, okay. Well, I guess let's start switching to blend ball again. And now what I really want to know from anybody watching this, as far as I know the number is still below the dozen or so, but from anybody watching this, what would you want me to do after this? Because in 1 or 2 episodes this is going to be finished, and I want to have a nice, good idea of what I should terraform after this. I've got a couple of pictures of inspiration, but I'm not quite sure which one to do, and I would much rather just do something that one of you suggests, because that's likely to be something completely different from what I would think up, and that should prove an interesting challenge. Now, I may do a Organics Tuesdays, because Deep Academy has this Organics challenge and I really want to learn organic stuff. So I may do something with that. But for now, this is just terraforming. And I really want to know what you people want me to make. And anything not inappropriate or not completely boring is fine, actually. Because I really want to check out my terraforming skills, and I might end up doing something with World Painter and working with that in actual voxel. Now this part. Oh yeah, I would speed things up a bit more, but I did that once and it wasn't so successful because I have no idea how to use the editing software I did that with. And I have no idea how to speed it up with the editing software I do know. Because I think I'm using a free version of that software. Because the pro version is way out of my budget. And I really have no idea how to work with it. But that's something for later. I'll learn how to edit a bit more. And oh, this is looking nice. So what shall I place behind this? I have to think that up later. I'll probably make them sort of alcoves, terrain alcoves. And I'll probably surround this with bedrock on this side once it's done, so people can't break out if I make it a CTM. Smaller, it looks less strange, but yeah, using BL has basically improved my terraforming a lot, because it allows me to very precisely determine where I terraform, and then I can use blend ball to effectively fill it up, basically, which is still a lot more effective than many other techniques. Now for Terraforming Tuesdays, if I make it organics, I'm probably going to be doing a giant god tree as well. So I want to kind of design that first, because those things have a bit of a, standard that you need to live up to in terms of how it looks. If you don't make it look good, then it won't look like a tree. And I kind of want it to look like a tree if I'm making a tree. Pretty obvious. And anyway, yeah, somewhere early today I had to leave because I thought I had a meeting with my team, with our team, what's it called? Basically with the teacher assigned to make sure that we don't fuck up on our team big time and to evaluate our teamwork and stuff like that. And I thought we had that today, and I had a meeting with a tutor about my problems with sleeping and the health things that came from that, because sleeping problems are a medical thing that I have been struggling with my whole life, only it didn't get nearly as bad as it is now. It was just a minor annoyance for the majority of my life. And now because I'm not moving, not doing nearly as much sports, because basically I live way too close to school to get enough exercise by going by bike. and I don't have the time to do external exercise. No, really I don't, because 30 minutes, well, it's not really enough on a bike, and running is not something I can do because I have an injury that prevents me from running more than 500 meters, and etc, 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 all sorts of annoying crap that basically makes it very tricky to live a standard life, because everything is just that little bit more annoying. Not nearly as bad as some people have it, I understand. There's people who are compared to whose life my life is basically heaven, but for somebody living in a western area where everything is supposed to be fine and dandy, it's kind of annoying if everything is not fine and dandy. So yeah. One reason why I will probably be supporting some charities of my choice if I ever have the money to support them with, or the time to spend on community service work thingy, whatever it's called. And I already do that every Saturday. Well, most Saturdays I am a scouts leader. Basically, that means I get to look after a horde of hyperactive kids every week, the same horde, so that's a good thing. And basically, me and a couple of other people are responsible for both entertaining them and teaching them stuff about nature and things during that afternoon. It might sound kind of boring, but it's really fun for some reason. Seeing all those kids that you know you belong to at their age, know you did the same thing, and then just thinking of games for them to play and projects for them to do, and secrets for them to discover, and all sorts of exciting things. It's really fun for somebody like me who enjoys game design. So yeah, I've been doing that for the past 3 years. For the last half year or so, at this new group. Well, I was a scout for there when I was younger. Only I moved to the north of the country because of cleaner air and stuff like that. Because, well, area where I lived, the air was comparable to how it would be in the center of London. So that's not really ideal. But I've moved back roughly into the area, only just far enough out of the city to not be bothered by the air. So that's nice. And basically I went back to the group and offered to be a scout leader for the ages 7 to 11. That was the time I spent scouting during that age, and that's also what I had been doing before at my previous group up in the north, who were a Water Scouts group, which wasn't as fun for me because one, they had no forests nearby, so most of the games I enjoyed playing with those kids were not possible because there was way too little forest, and also because, well, sailing is not my thing. I tried it was fun for a while, but no. Just don't enjoy it nearly as much as I do doing things in the forest. Even just taking a walk is enough for me. And that's basically what I do. So the only thing more fun than walking in a forest is creating a forest. Sounds very strange, but that's basically what it is. If only I had to learn how to model well enough to model trees. But yeah, modeling is one of the things I'm not so very good at yet. I can model, I can sculpt, but I can't texture for shit. For some reason I can't get it to work in any of the modeling programs I'm using. Which is a real pain in the ass for a game designer who has to learn that sort of stuff. That's basically why I love Minecraft so much, because all the textures are there already. And if you want to change them, all you need to do is change the texture pack. So I can just import a texture from somebody else who says you can use this for whatever you like, because there are people that do that, thank goodness. And I can just turn that into a Minecraft texture and fit it together so that it looks good, so that it becomes seamless. And then I've got a new texture for my Minecraft stuff, or I can just use normal stone because that's fine for most things. Default is surprisingly useful for terraforming, especially since we have the new blocks. As you can see here, this bit of block variation looks very nice, though it's not exactly completely realistic, of course, unless you look at a very large scale. But yeah. Oh, oops. There. But yeah, I think we're nearly done with this part. Yeah, I only need to make these pillars look a bit smoother. And you can probably hear somebody stomping around in the background. That's because I live in a house that, for terms of soundproofing, may best be compared to a cardboard dollhouse, probably. That's how soundproof it is. If somebody's having a conversation in the kitchen 2 floors down, I can hear, and I can almost hear what they're saying. That's how bad it is here. Almost. And if they're having it 1 floor down, I can't hear what they're saying. So that's why I usually have my headphones on with music and stuff. And yeah. Whoa. Well, that was no use then. It was already corrupted there. I'll just have to repair it later on. I need to size it up a little again. Makes the work go faster. But yeah. Back on topic. Yeah, what I'm thinking of doing with this is really make a CTM map out of it. There's a bunch of things that are very nice to do with, and if I place a bunch of houses around, a bunch of trees or forests, I can make really nice use of walkways like this, fill them with spawners of like spiders, and then you'll be walking along here with a stone sword and possibly iron or leather armor, whatever you find or can construct. And you walk up here, walk around a little bit, and then you find that suddenly there's 5 spiders behind you and 3 in front, and you have to juke them out, smash them off the edge, and smash them off far enough that they can't climb back up easily, and they die from fall damage. Then you take a breather here after you've taken out a bunch of spawners. Run further back up, further climbing, almost running out of hunger, stopping for a bite to eat, going further up, and suddenly you run into a bunch of skeletons that back up the spiders, and it's a really tough battle. You have to kill them all and not be knocked off in the process or destroy random blocks. Well, that's not a problem in survival, but it is a problem right now. And then you go further up, and then up here there is a little shrine, and that contains a part of the monument. And you found it. And then, if you're very clever, you've brought a water bucket, which will take you down relatively safely. Like this. Only then less deadly. And then you walk somewhere over here, and you go up here, and there's a bunch of resources, but also an army of zombies with gold armor, and you have to fight them for their resources, or you have to set a clever trap, lure them towards the edge, set off some TNT and blow them off. And then you go off here, you follow this path. You can either climb up here, where you get to this part. Here's some more zombies and stuff that give you trouble. And you go down to here. And then you discover that down here there seems to be something. There's a chest here with some nice resources, some food maybe. And whoa, you're underground. And it's kind of dark. There's only a lamp every so often, and in between lots of mobs are spawning. And then you continue to go down. And oh shit, you just fell. But you barely... Yeah, and you're dead. But you barely survived that first one, and if you're not stupid enough to jump down a second time, you'll have just survived enough to have a chance of recovering, unless you get attacked. And then you're down here. Down here, there's lots and lots of resources. There's even the occasional diamond. Near a ton of spawners, of course, otherwise it would be way too easy. and a couple of emeralds to trade with the villagers in one of the castles. Well, castle strongholds that there's going to be. And then you follow this tunnel and you discover, oh, dead end. But wait, what's this? There's something here. Dig down. Straight down, straight down, straight down. And you fell. 3 blocks, 5 blocks, 8 blocks, 15 blocks, and boom. 3 hearts left. But you find you're surrounded with precious stuff. Iron armor, enchanted iron swords, bookcases, bows and arrows, all sorts of potions. You hit the jackpot. Now only to get it all back to your home base and not die in the process. I'm not sure whether or not I want to keep inventory on. Maybe I want to have a couple of items soulbound if I can get the redstone for that. And then you go up here and you discover that you're back at the entrance and you made your base over in this mountainside. And you brought back the jackpot. But there's still stuff remaining, so you dive back down. And basically that's how the whole CTM will be going. Discovering cool stuff, because that's the fun of CTMs. And bringing all the loot back to base, or just carrying it on you while you collect all the stuff. And then somewhere, I don't know where, maybe I'll put it over at the entrance over here. Or was it here? This will be the entrance. And here will be the monument area or something. Or there will be a giant portal to the depths of hell. Anyway, it'll be wherever this is going to be where the monument is. Because this map is small enough that you can easily get back to it. And then there's going to be floating islands around here that you can only get to with a lot of effort, or if you find the secret teleport area. Pillars, yes, there's one pillar I missed. There we go. That's what I always dislike about doing stuff after changing the block variation. Stuff like that always happens. Oh well. I can probably deal with it later. And I think that about wraps up the episode. I'll see if there's any more pillars around, but thank you very much for watching if you did, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to smash the like button to pieces. I have so many spare ones, I don't know what to do with them, and I really could use the bonus I get from ordering the subscribe buttons, so make sure to get rid of those as well by clicking them furiously. Well, only one for the subscribe button, or it will not have any effect, of course. But yeah, if you want to see what I'm up to, follow me on Twitter. And